On the morning of July 31st, 2018, 25-year-old Dustin Duffy called 911 to report that he had murdered his girlfriend 6 days before and killed his parents just that very morning. Dustin's girlfriend was my niece, Taylor Toller. Join me, Kim, each Monday as I explore true crime cases with a focus on the victim and try to answer the question of how someone can make the choice to murder another human being. You can find my podcast, A Million Other Choices, wherever you listen to podcasts, including on YouTube.
The more recent calls I've been getting, they just hit a little different than the calls I used to get many years ago. You have to remember, when I started as a dispatcher, it was almost a quarter of a century ago. Even though it doesn't seem so long ago to me, it was. People were different then. They were a bit nicer, maybe more considerate of the situation. But, sure, they were terrible people. But you didn't talk to them that often on the phone. The crimes people committed, well, those seem to be a little different too. If you had someone call about something they might have done, even if they were trying to cover it up, you could hear some sort of a level of remorse there with them. Nowadays, I hear people both on the show and at work who seem like they don't care at all about what they did. They're only upset that they got caught, and they might get defensive or just straight up not care. This episode, I've got all very recent calls. There's not a ton of info on a couple of them, but it's enough to at least get started on the picture of what happened. There is a rather disturbing call that involves a child. I'll play with that one at the end. Just a bit of warning. Welcome back to Music City 911. The first call is sort of an odd one in its content, but it's also something rather routine, simply in the terrible cell phone reception. That's something that happens every day at dispatch.
911, what's the location of the emergency?
This is Manatee County, transferring your caller with an emergency in Lead OT. Okay, thank you. Hello, caller?
Thanks. Hey there. I'm calling. We have a rental there with Airbnbers, two guys, and I just saw a security video, so I got a number of alerts from last night around 12:30. One of the guests kind of ran out of the house. He had looked like a head. His head was bloody, and he had blood on his shirt. And then the next clip I have, and the only other clip I have, is the other person came out, and these two got into a fist fight right in front of our house. And that's the last I saw of anything. But I just talked to my neighbor, who's a cleaner, said that there's somebody laying out front of the house, unconscious.
Yeah.
I can't see that on my video, but we need to get somebody over there for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we already have medical en route. What is your name?
The owner of the condo that they're staying in.
And it's an Airbnb?
Yeah, Brent is the fellow's name. That'd be only his first name, so that's the person who made the reservation, Brent. We notified Airbnb because we saw the video footage, and we're concerned.
So when did you see that video footage?
Yeah, I thought just like a half hour ago when I looked and saw that it had a bunch of alerts from last night, and those videos were, let me just verify the timing, 12:30 a.m. That all happened around 12:30 a.m.
And there was a subject coming out all bloody?
Yeah, someone ran out of the house, like he was breathing heavily in the video, and then I saw he turned around. You could see the back of his head was bloody, and there was blood on his shirt. It's a white shirt, you can see that. And then in the next video, less than a minute later, you see the other male come out, the younger guy, and they got into a fist fight right in front of the place. He kind of fell over into the trees that we have out front on the porch, and then that's where the video ended. It was 2 10-second clips. I didn't see anything after that. And the live video just shows the trees knocked over. You can't really see anyone.
Okay, so after you saw the physical fighting, what happened after that?
They were fighting. They fell to the ground and stood up, were yelling at each other. That was it. That's all I saw.
Okay. Okay. Bear with me. We're probably going to have to get law enforcement.
Yeah. I have the videos, of course, so I'll share them with you guys.
Okay.
I'm about to go by the airport, so it's going to cut out here for a second. I'll be back.
So you're coming here today?
Yeah, I'm on my way down there as well. I've seen information on my place at least, make sure everything's okay.
What's a good phone number for you? Sorry, you're breathing really bad.
At the second.
Okay.
Are we back?
I can kind of hear you.
Still with me?
Yep, I'm here. Now I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Sorry, it always cuts out at the airport. You're asking my number?
Yes, your number. Yep.
Yep.
Do you know if these subjects were white or black?
They look white.
How old did they appear?
I think one is he's gray hair, 50s, I would say, maybe late 50s. The other guy could be 30s or 40s, younger, slimmer.
Okay.
Kind of a grainy video, but. They were in town to do some, I think, kind of work. They were working in town for a few days. So that's why they got the place.
Okay, did you see any weapons on them?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let law enforcement know, and then rescue EMS is out there now.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Right, bye-bye.
As I said, the reception on that one was terrible. It could have happened for a multitude of reasons, possibly just bad service in a bad area. Could have been that he was on speakerphone or Bluetooth, or it could have been some sort of an auto muting or noise canceling feature that's meant to drown out the background noises. Not sure at all. But whatever reason it was, the phone kept cutting out. At first, I wasn't sure on the whole theory about being so close to the airport and it cutting out there, but it seemed to cut out almost exactly where he said it would, and it came right back on. There must be a lack of cell phone towers around that area. But on to what he was calling about, a condo was being used as a short-term rental like an Airbnb, and was rented out to a couple guys that were there for some sort of temporary work. Their stay wasn't meant to be that long. The caller got a notification late at night for his security cameras and saw that 2 men were fighting, with at least one of them with blood on his head and on his shirt. I'm guessing he didn't see these videos till he woke up the next morning. This happened in the 700 block of South Boulevard of the Presidents in Lido Key, Florida, a small community just outside of Sarasota. Just after this call came in, another call was placed from someone there on the scene.
911, what's the location of the emergency? Hello, this is 911. You have an emergency?
Yes, I'm calling from Chateau Village out on Lido Key. There's a young man here. I don't know if he's dead or just out of it, but he has evidently attempted to. Okay, it looks like maybe he's dead. Somebody else said maybe he's dead, but it looks like he tried to break into a unit here. And anyway, there's a body here, and we need somebody to come out.
Let me get some more information from you, ma'am. Do you know the nearest cross street to where you're at?
Cleveland and Boulevard of the Presidents.
Thank you. And what was the name of the place again?
Chateau Village Condominium.
And what's your phone number?
I'm calling from the maid's phone number who discovered it. So
You can use my number.
okay, here, take this number.
Okay.
Hi, this is another resident here. My name's Les. Pretty sure that he's dead because there's no skin color. Very, very pale.
Okay, and tell me exactly what happened. She said that he was just found.
We don't know. I was just called to come down by another owner. We don't know.
Okay. So he's outside near a unit, you said? Or that's what she had said?
Yeah, that's correct. He's outside near a black pickup truck, which faces South Boulevard of the Presidents.
Okay, and are you able to tell, does he appear to be conscious or breathing at all?
I just told you. Were you not listening?
Yes, sir. I'm listening, but you said that he didn't have a lot of color. I didn't know it. That could mean a lot of different things. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the information for the officers about how old does he look?
Don't know.
Okay, and where can the officers meet with you at when they get there?
Right here. South Boulevard of the Presidents, entrance to the condo building.
Thank you. I can let them know that. Can you verify the address for me so I make sure I have it correct? All right, sir, I'll let you go. We have law enforcement and rescue on the way out there.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That second caller seemed like one of those more recent callers I was talking about. Don't get me wrong. I can understand there's a tense situation happening. A caller might not be their normal self. I also know that this second person was on the phone wasn't at all directly involved in the situation. And past that, I know 100% that the dispatcher was neither there or psychic. She can't see what's right in front of the caller. She doesn't know. Just like in so many other calls I played for you, she has questions she has to ask. There are reasons for them. When the dispatcher asks, does the person look like they're conscious or breathing? The caller says, I just told you. Were you not listening? He had actually said that the person didn't have a lot of color. He said he looks very pale. Well, to let you in on a little secret, I'm dead too. I got sick a little while back, and during that time when I was sick, I was pale. Maybe the medical journals need to be rewritten. Asking if the person is conscious and or breathing, those are very important things. If there is a chance of helping someone that isn't breathing, dispatchers want to do that. Until we figure out things, we won't know whether it's a workable arrest or if the patient is beyond help. And being pale isn't a qualifier to determine either one of those things. Police and medics arrived at the scene around 9 a.m. just a little over a week ago to find not just that man, but another man as well. Both were dead. One was 32 years old and the other 50. Names of these people haven't been released, and the investigation is still in the very early stages, but it looks as though they killed each other using a single knife. No guns were found, and from what I can tell from the small amount of info that has been released, it doesn't seem like anyone else was involved. It simply looks like a fight that turned deadly.
I'm going to stay on the line with you, okay?
Okay.
Atlanta 911, Operator 7214. What is the location of your emergency? Atlanta, this is Fulton with a transfer. Caller advised 4680 Hamden Forest. I apologize. 4680 Hamden Forest Drive. All right, thank you. Hello, caller. Can you verify the address?
Yes, it's 4680 Hamden Forest Drive, Southwest.
All right, you need police, fire, or ambulance?
I need an ambulance.
Hold on for me.
Grady EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
It's 4680 Hamden. That's HAMDEN Forest Drive, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia 30331.
Okay, repeat the numeric.
Hamden. That's H as in Howard.
Numeric,
4680.
Okay, and repeat the name of the street. Make sure I have it correct.
Hamden Forest Drive. That's HAMDEN Forest Drive, Southwest.
Is it a house, apartment, or business?
House.
What is the number you're calling from in case we get disconnected?
Amber Williams.
Tell me exactly what happened.
My boyfriend, he's been asleep on the couch since this morning. Well, he never came to bed last night. Sleep on the couch. I left him on the couch before I took my son to school this morning, put a blanket over him. And now I just checked on him again because he never got up. I don't feel a heartbeat. I don't see him breathing.
And you said, hold on, you said on the couch, and what happened?
I said I put a cover over him because it gets a little cool. He's in the living room. And now I just checked on him because I see he never got up. And I don't see him breathing. I don't feel a heartbeat or anything. And I turned him over. I see he kind of foamed at the mouth.
I'm sorry, are you saying he's not breathing? Is that correct? I'm not hearing you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, hold on. Alanum 912, can we get fire started?
7214.
Okay, ma'am. If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Is there a what?
If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Okay.
I need to know about how old he is.
He's 34.
Okay, are you right by him now?
Yes.
Okay, please put your phone on speaker so your hands are free to help.
Okay, hold. Can I add someone on the call? His dad, please.
I'm not. What was that, ma'am?
Can I add his dad to the call? He's trying to call me back because I called him first before I called you.
Okay, so we need to help. We need to help your boyfriend now.
Okay. I'm here.
Hello, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, are you right by him now?
Yes, I am. Let me see this.
Okay, listen carefully. Lay him flat on his back on the floor and remove anything under his head.
He is not waking up. Quick.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta get him to the floor. Lay him flat on his back on the floor and remove anything under his head.
Flat on his back on the floor?
Yes, ma'am.
Help me.
What's Drake?
He's not here.
Yeah,
Were you able to get him to the floor?
Yes, he's not. His heart not beating or anything. He's bone at the mouth.
Okay, Listen carefully, and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions, okay?
Okay.
Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples. Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Okay.
Pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per.
That's where the call cut off. I was a little more than disturbed by that call, for a number of reasons. To start off, the most obvious thing about this, if the person isn't breathing, there is a very finite amount of time that can be used to help him. If this is someone who just collapsed and stopped breathing, you have around 4 minutes on average to start CPR. I have no idea how long this person had been down, but for the sake of this discussion, let's just say that he had just stopped breathing when the call started. It was over 6 minutes before CPR was started. And that didn't account for the time the caller was being transferred from the first agency. At what we call consolidated dispatch centers, the dispatchers are trained as police, fire, and medical dispatchers. If someone calls 911 and they get a dispatcher at a consolidated dispatch center, it doesn't matter the problem. They will be able to dispatch appropriate units as well as render aid while responders are on the way if needed. Some places, including large cities, still have dispatch centers that are specific to each department. The police have their own set of dispatchers, EMS their own, etc. As you could tell, this lengthens the calls quite a bit, and that doesn't account for the transfer from what we call the PSAP, or Public Safety Answering Point. The PSAP is the center that gets routed the call initially. When you dial 911, they're the first ones to answer. I'm not sure if the first one we heard was the PSAP for that area or if the cell phone may have just hit outside of where it was supposed to go to, but it sounded like the call went from the first dispatcher, was then patched through to a police dispatcher, and as soon as it was determined it was a medical call, it was patched from there to an EMS dispatch. Once it got to EMS, it was still not at all fast. I mentioned in one of the past episodes the sense of urgency in the dispatcher that wasn't there. This one seemed like the same. The address verification could have gone much quicker. The questions could have been asked faster. And the jump to CPR should have happened ASAP. Another delay that I didn't mention was the fact that the caller didn't call 911 first. She called the patient's dad. That's yet another delay, and one that I've talked about on the show time after time. Call 911 first. You can let a relative know what happens afterwards. You'll have time to do that. The patient might not have time for that call to happen, though. I've said all this just talking about the speed at which things happened. Initially, when hearing the call, it sounded like the patient had probably been down for a while and may not have been able to be helped. The call we heard was placed in Atlanta, Georgia on September 5th. It was for the rapper called Rich Homie Quan, whose real name is DeQuantes Lamar. Police and medics got to the scene, and it looked as though he was already gone, but being they didn't know how long he was down, he was still transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. Although still early in the investigation, it looks as though no foul play was detected. For someone his age, early 30s, the most likely cause of death other than homicide or suicide is either a pre-existing medical condition or a drug overdose. From police questioning, it was determined his brother found him asleep on the floor in the kitchen at around 3 a.m. He apparently had food in his mouth still. He was moved to the couch from there. The caller, who was the patient's girlfriend, woke in the morning and took her kids to school. She saw him asleep on the couch. He was still asleep when she came back home, but she went back to bed. At around 11 a.m., she went to check on him, and his body was cold. He didn't suffer from any pre-existing medical conditions that anyone knew about. Being that he had food in his mouth, there is the possibility that he could have been choking on something, but nothing has been mentioned about that. His manner of death still hasn't been released, and a toxicology has been run, but the results also are yet to be released. Customers are rushing to your store. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. Shopify POS is your command center for your retail store. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify has everything you need to sell in person. With Shopify, you get a powerhouse selling partner that effortlessly unites your in-person and online sales into one source of truth. Track every sale across your business in one place and know exactly what's in stock. Connect with customers in-line and online. Shopify helps you drive store traffic with plug-and-play tools built for marketing campaigns from TikTok to Instagram and beyond. Get hardware that fits your business. Take payments by smartphone, transform your tablet into a point-of-sale system, or use Shopify's POS Go mobile device for a battle-tested solution. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way. Do retail right with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/MC901, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/MC901 to take your retail business to the next level today. Shopify.com/MC901. Katherine Heigl, renowned for her work rescuing dogs, has noticed a concerning trend. More and more dogs experiencing health problems, from joint issues to unpleasant odors. After extensive research, Heigl concluded that a major factor could be their diet. Determined to provide her own dogs with the best nutrition, she created Superfood Complete. This premium dog food is packed with over 30 of nature's most beneficial ingredients, including essential superfoods. Superfood Complete is not only good for your dog's health, but also supports the Jason DeBus Heigl Foundation, which has helped countless dogs find loving homes. Many dog owners across the country have reported remarkable improvements in their pet's health since switching to Superfood Complete. If you're looking for a healthier option for your furry friend, consider giving it a try. Go to badlandsranch.com/MC901 and order right now to get up to 50% off your regular priced order with a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you want your dog to experience all these incredible things, go to badlandsranch.com/MC901 today. The last call I have, this is the one I made the bit of warning about at the beginning of the show. This is the one that involves the child.
Grand Rapids 911, where's your emergency?
Can I get an ambulance or something?
You need an ambulance at what location?
Right.
Is there an apartment number with 5?
Yeah, I have Southeastern's apartment.
Is the ambulance for you or for someone else?
My daughter, she's unresponsible. She's gone. She's only 1.
She's how old?
She's 1. I woke up this morning and she was gone.
I'm sorry, you said that she's gone?
Yes, she passed. I woke up this morning and she's gone. She passed.
You're saying that she's deceased?
Yes.
When did you notice this?
I noticed it at what time was it? It's been about an hour. I noticed it at 4 when my son went in there the first time to check on her in the morning. At 10 this morning, and he said that it looked like she was sleeping. So I said, okay, you're going to let her sleep a little bit longer. My son was up. She's a twin. My son was up, so I had to pick my son up and, got him and let her sleep for a little bit, and then I went back in there and she wasn't moving.
Is she breathing?
No, not at all.
Okay, stay on the line for me just 1 second, okay? I'm going to connect this with medical dispatch.
Okay.
Medical dispatch. Medical, it's Grand Rapids. I'm pre-alerting for our caller who is at 5 Eastern Avenue Southeast. Okay. It's going to be apartment.
Wait, sorry, did you say northeast or southeast?
Southeast.
And what apartment?
Caller believes her 1-year-old child may be deceased.
Caller, tell me exactly what happened.
I woke up this morning and went to go check. Well, my son did, my 8-year-old son. He went in there to go check on her, and he said it looked like she was asleep because they sleep in their own room on the bed. So he said it looked like she was asleep. So I said, okay, we'll give her a few more, hours.
I need to know what's going on right now.
Right now, she's not breathing. She's not breathing.
Okay. And how old is she?
She's like 17 months.
And is she awake?
No, she is not breathing. I tried to do CPR and everything. It looked like she's been gone for a couple hours, but
Okay.
when I went to go look at her, she was
Please tell me, why does it look like she's dead?
What do you mean? She's not breathing. Her body is cold and everything.
Do you think she is beyond any help?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Med 2?
Med 2 down. I'm staying on for a bit.
Okay. All right, we do have somebody on the way to assist you, okay? I want you to leave everything as you have found it. I do also need you to make sure that any pets are put away and that your door is unlocked for us.
Okay, my pet's this way.
Oh, okay. All right, the other city you're going to stay on?
Yeah, I just need a couple more pieces of information. Ma'am, can I get your name?
Medical's going to be off. Okay.
This is Davis.
Can you spell your first name for me?
Can I spell my name?
That's okay. Is a good number for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be able to let the responders in when they get there?
Yeah, my door is already unlocked.
Okay. Can I stay on the phone with you till I get there?
Oh.
I'm sure I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through. I just want to make sure that you can stay on the phone and stay as calm as possible with me until we get someone there to help you, okay?
Okay.
Who all is there with you right now?
Well, this is me and my son. My 8-year-old son.
Your 8-year-old son, okay. All right, it looks like the fire department is just pulling up, so they're probably going to be the first ones to come inside. You let me know when someone's with you, okay?
Okay.
Is that them I hear in the background?
No, that's the TV.
Okay.
Recommend.
Is it possible to turn that down?
Yeah, turn the TV off. I'm playing it.
Has anyone come inside yet? Okay, I hear him. I'll let you go.
This is someone who has just lost their child, a very small child. I've talked to a lot of mothers in this same situation before. None of them were as calm as this mother was. Most of the time, they're so hysterical, you can't get them to calm down at all. It's an absolute fight to try to get them to the point of doing CPR if it can be used. This caller had the same amount of emotion that most of the people I talk to when they get in a non-injury car wreck. And that's probably because of what police found once they arrived and started doing their investigation. The call was placed on August 22nd of this year from inside an Eastern Avenue apartment in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The caller found her 19-month-old baby, not 17 months like she said in the call, lifeless. When police got there, it was a horrible situation. One the police chief said was possibly the worst he had ever seen. The daughter, Sky Swope, had been dead for hours. When she was found, she was extremely malnourished and dehydrated. Her eyes were sunken into their sockets. She had visible bones and had deep open wounds from a diaper rash. She weighed just 13 pounds. A normal child in the same age would weigh almost twice that. When police started looking around further, everything in the apartment was bad. Sky had a twin brother. He was said to have been lethargic, had bugs in his hair, and couldn't hold his head up. He was transported to a hospital in life-threatening critical condition. The twins have an 8-year-old brother who was there as well, but he seemed well fed. He was extremely dirty, though, just like the entirety of the rest of the apartment. The whole place was dirty. It had the smell of feces and urine, as well as food that had gone bad. Flies, gnats, and cockroaches were found all over, including the kitchen. The kitchen itself had dirty dishes in the sink that had been there for an unknown amount of time, and decaying food was all over the countertops. In the children's room, the floor was covered in feces so badly it was caked into a rug. All 3 children slept on a single mattress, which was also soiled. The dog that the mother had mentioned in the call, he was kept in a separate room where she threw dirty diapers. Dog feces and urine was all over the room. An empty dog food bag was found there. The dog was emaciated with bones showing. There was no food or water in the room where the dog was kept. The bathroom had dirty old water that had a film on top of it. Bed bugs and lice were found throughout the apartment, as well as on those who were there, including the mother. The 8-year-old brother hadn't been to school since he was 4 years old. He was listed as being homeschooled, but from the sound of the conditions they were living in, as well as what the mother was doing, I doubt he was getting much education at home. The mother, 24-year-old Brooklyn Davis, has said she had mental problems and has for a while. It hasn't been mentioned if she's actually been diagnosed with anything, but what was said, I'm guessing when police questioned her 8-year-old, is that most days were spent inside of her bedroom, heavily drinking alcohol and playing on her phone. She reportedly would feed the children chicken nuggets, protein shakes, and French toast sticks, but from the condition of the twins, I think that's highly unlikely. The medical examiner determined Sky died of starvation and malnutrition. He said this would be an intentional act to not feed a child to this extent. Because of this, Brooklyn Davis was arrested and charged with felony murder and child abuse in the first degree. She's being held in the Kent County Jail with no bond. For someone who wouldn't feed her babies, she was not at all malnourished. She was feeding herself and possibly the 8-year-old, but wouldn't feed the babies. Her trial hasn't been set yet, but going from all the details here, I believe it will be extremely hard, if not impossible, for her to beat these charges. That's all for this one. I hate to end on a down note like that, but in my job, it's hard to end on a good note. About the best thing I can take from this last call, at least that woman is off the streets, or I guess off the booze and her phone. Follow the show on all social media listed in the show notes. Jump over to patreon.com/MusicCity911 for ad-free and bonus episodes, one of which just recently got released. Go to MusicCity911.com and hit the shop button to buy some Music City 911 gear, of which I'll be adding a couple new designs here in the next few days, and they're likely some you'll want to get. I'll let you know when I have them ready to go. Share the show with anyone you think might want to listen. Maybe send them a link on a message so they can easily find the show. And of course, leave a 5-star rating and review on whatever podcast app you're listening on. Until next time, for Music City 911, I'm Brandon, and y'all have a good one.
You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
Oh, 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 O'Reilly Auto Parts.